examine your existing systems and procedures. Everything from purchase order procedures to sales order procedures. Are the procedures adequate for the organization to use when you are hopefully quickly moving into another $1 million worth of business or another $2 million worth of business? And we might find that we are exhausting the capability of a certain system or procedure. So, okay, that one sounds a bit vague, but actually, sit down with me, we go do an audit, and we get that figured out. Okay, the last place that I have you look in terms of synergy and is it going to survive another $1 million or $2 million in sales is, what about my marketing strategies? Are they actually going to be current day enough to support another $1 million in sales? Do I have to change the way I position myself in the marketplace? Do I have to change some of the marketing strategies, the use of different types of media in order to reach a larger market, in order to actually continue to look relevant?
Yeah, you're currently marketing to, let's say, 55 to 65, but you discover most of your business for your competitors is coming in at the 35 to 55 range. And are you still using those traditional marketing tools that reach 55 plus instead of the 35 plus? So
another keen example, and I can't tell you much about this particular company because it'll give it away.
What their name is. No, just
Thanks a lot, Bruce. Turn it off! They're in the restaurant business. And for my current restaurant clients, it's not you, okay? So they're in the restaurant business, and they actually want to reposition. They want to reposition themselves. They believe that their next avenue for growth is via some repositioning, and that is to, and this is not going to be easy, to attract a younger crowd. So it isn't exactly their current and existing traditional client base. So that's a keen example. In order for them to continue the growth that they've been on, we know for sure that their existing customer base, it's going to top out. So repositioning.
Yep.
Now, here's the other side of that. If we're successful in repositioning, we know that our facilities and the equipment associated with that will not handle that increase in demand. So we got, you start to get a twofer going on. So the four most important things, and we're actually going to be able to get you out of here at a very reasonable time, 20 minutes like we usually promise.
Yep.
Celebration. Synergy is a time to celebrate, okay? So you really should feel good. Synergy occurs as we successfully implement all the milestones of the methodology. So it isn't necessarily something that only comes at the end. But in order to test that synergy, we do that by stress testing the success that we had throughout the methodology. We do that in 4 areas: equipment and facilities, people, talent mix.
So stress testing is what, working everything at 110% to see if it works?
Even more than that. There's usually enough flex in the execution of the strategy and the successful ongoing or continuing execution of the strategy. There's usually sufficient stress. I say if you can't get an additional 10% out of the strategies you have in place, then they weren't robust enough to begin with.
Yeah, going to go back to that Star Trek references again. Geordi LaForge is talking to Scotty, and Geordi says, "Well, this is only rated at 90." And so, well, I wrote the specs, so it can easily do 110. but because it's in the specs at 90, people think that it only can do 90. But if you are in there, and if you stress test it, and you know it can do 110. then you
Yeah, interesting story. I was not much of a Star Trek fan. So, nevertheless, so we test equipment and facilities, people, talent mix. That's a tough one because we don't like to have to deliver bad news to anyone, but we've got to have the right talent mix to move forward. Systems and procedures, are they sufficiently robust to take on a repositioned company, to be able to handle a multiplication of activity in a certain area? And then we also have to test our marketing strategies. If we do want to and need to reposition elements of the company in order to bring on an additional niche, different niche, then that's a stress testing exercise as a marketing strategy.